refer back to. Okay, so we are recording. Oh, there she goes. She can hear us again. All right. So I'm so excited to have everybody on. My name is Vanessa, and I am one of the coaches in our little group. We can all kind of introduce ourselves. I don't know. What do you want to know? I don't know. I'm Coach.
I'm Coach Ellie.
There's Coach Ellie.
Hi.
I'm Coach K. And then my people, you got Nicole, my best friend from high school. And then, sorry, they're here. So that's why I'm pointing. They're like right there on the screen. And then Allison, I work with her. So she is learning all the things right now and figuring out if she's going to start her journey.
Very cool. Cool.
Allison, I like your name.
I'm so excited to have everybody on. I am going to share my screen. We wanted to do this, and I think we might actually, dare I say, like maybe we commit to doing this like once a month, and we'll like really promote it just to kind of give everybody a kickstart, and be able to invite more people in. So as we all get more people who want to know what the heck we're eating all the time and how it's working and how it fits into our workouts and all that stuff, we can do this routinely. That was just like a back office cleanup. I hope you guys just caught on to that. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce myself because I'm the next person that gets to talk. Let me know. Go. Is it working? There we go. Okay. Can everybody see that? We got yays. Okay.
Yay.
Awesome. So I can't see the chat right now. So if you put a chat or a question in the chat, you're just gonna have to wait until the end. But don't worry, we will follow up with everybody, I promise. Well, except for Allie. She doesn't. She's eating. So welcome to our Back on Track nutrition group or nutrition chat. We're really excited to have you here. Nutrition has been a big push. I mean, it's a big push for everybody, but we really are trying to help our teammates focus more on it this year, because with everything that happened last year, food was like everybody's comfort zone. I know I fell into it. Lots of people fell into it. But I have to say, two people that I know very well that did not fall into it, they actually like went the other way around, was Coach Allie and Coach K. So I am here 100% to just support them. They gravitated to the nutrition plans that are set up through Beachbody and really leaned into the process and went guns blazing. And you can see it. I wish I put pictures in here. I'll have to do that for the next one. They just did a great job, not only with their own nutrition, with keeping their mental state in check, because as we know, last year was insane, and they turned it around to not only help themselves, but they've been helping people since last year, kind of get a grip and figure things out and get more in control of their fitness, their nutrition, and everything in between. So there we go. I just don't say nice things. So we're going to go through these. I'm actually going to just zip over to mine because we'll each go into, basically what we're going through. But we're going to talk about how to start off successful, how to create plans. We're going to talk about the 2 plans that are available with Beachbody On Demand, and the specifics of both and why you should gravitate towards one or the other, or maybe a little bit of both would work for you. I know that works for me. And then once you have that all set up, how you're going to set yourself up for success, how you're going to make a plan go into motion so that you stay motivated and consistent with the things that you are doing. Sound good? Everybody good? Okay, good, because I'm rolling. Okay, so I'm going to have to move us out of the way, maybe. It doesn't want, okay, you're just, okay. You guys are going to have to sit up there. Okay. Making a new successful start. These basically are tips that you should be doing that most of it doesn't even involve the food, okay? These are things that you should be setting yourself up for success for, that I love to encourage my teammates, my coaches, to start focusing on them right away even before you're stressed about a plan and what you're going to be throwing in your Instacart or when you go grocery shopping and all that. The one is you should start creating SMART goals, things that you can track, things that you can measure, things that you can be accountable for. Don't make these huge outlandish goals. Like, don't be like, by the end of March, I'm going to lose 100 pounds. No, you're not. Nobody's going to do that. And if somebody did that, they did not do it safely. They basically sliced off half of their body. It's physically impossible to do that in a safe way that is going to help your body. So what I always like to tell teammates that are coming in is talk to your coach. If because they've gone through this, they've helped others through this, so they can sit down with you and say, okay, realistically, this is a good goal, this is a good starting off point. Because you're going to make a bunch of different goals. You're going to make this big goal, this like ideal, like big, if I go big, this is where I want to be, this is my ideal, I want to be in this size or whatever. You're going to make that big goal, but then what you're going to do is you're going to set up a whole bunch of little goals in order to get there. That way we're celebrating things along the way, and it makes that big goal seem closer when you've got a whole bunch of little goals to get there. So it's kind of like building a map. You don't just put one thing on the end and just start guns blazing towards California. You start making all these little goals. Like, first I got to hit this city, and then I got to hit this city, and then I got to go over this mountain. Same idea when it comes to creating a healthy nutrition plan, creating weight loss goals, fitness goals, any kind of goal. I don't care what your goal is. You got to make a plan, and you got to make the steps to get there. One of the big things I like to say is establishing your why. And I actually did a live about this in one of our bod groups today, because I heard a great thing from Autumn in my workout today. And she was like, getting healthy is not a destination. And I went, whoa. She just blew my mind. Maybe it's because I'm going to die, but she just blew my mind. But then I really sat and thought about it, and I was so moved by it that I had to do a live about it with our group, especially because I have a bod group going on where they just started their first week of Off the Wall. Getting healthy is not a destination. So you can't be like, that's my why, I want to get healthy. So the way I said it in my live was, well, guess what? You already hit that goal, because by making these decisions and choosing to create a plan that you're going to follow, you are getting healthy. You are there. It's not a destination. You're not going to get there and be like, okay, I'm healthy now. I can have 5 cases of Oreos. No big deal. Woo! #life. You can't do that. That's not how it works. So you're getting healthy now. So consider yourself already winning because you've hit that goal. So now, what about healthy is driving you to go? What in your life is saying, why do I need to get healthy? Why do I need to be in better shape? Why do I need to have better food? Is it because you want to be here for your family? Is it because maybe you're having an issue with your doctor, or you have something going on and your doctor's like, you got to lose some pounds, or we gotta tone up your body a little bit. We gotta make sure you're eating healthier for your cholesterol, or I don't know, I'm old now, all those things about like high blood pressure, all those scary things. Is it something like that? I can give you an example for me. I have a nephew now. He was born in September. And my goal is to be super healthy for him, because I want to be able to, hopefully he's going to play like soccer or something crazy like that. And I want to be the stupid, crazy aunt that's like chasing him around while all the other aunts are just sitting there drinking their vodka. I want to be like, I run with my vodka. I do not sit with my vodka. And I want to be that role model for him that's like, you should be healthy every day. Every day we're going to be healthy. So maybe it's something like that is driving you. But what I always tell people is, get your why. It has to be so big that it gets you out of bed, that it makes you, when you want to stay and snuggle, you're like, I got to go run along the soccer fields with some vodka. So I got to get out of bed. This is me getting out of bed. Okay. Because that's important to me. Hearing his name in the morning is important to me, and going, nope, I got to get out of bed. I got to get out of bed. So you have to make it big, and you have to put it somewhere, whether you put it maybe on your phone. So every time your phone lights up, you're like, oh crap, it's my why. Or you write it on the fridge so that, not in Sharpie, like put a sticker or something. But that way, when you want to go eat something in the fridge, you're like, oh, no, I can't do that. That's not part of my plan. It's not going to get me to my why. Okay. So make sure that you're establishing it. Make sure that you know what it is and it is in front of your face, because it needs to be the reason that you're making these changes. And eventually, even though it will always be your why, you won't need it every day. But especially in the beginning, you have to tell yourself, you have to be like, this is what I want. This is why I want it. And this is why I'm going to get it. Going in hand with that is talking to your home team. This is a big deal. You need support from the people that live in your home, the people, not just the people that live in your home, maybe your friends, your family, the people that you talk to on a daily basis, the people that you feel influenced by them being around you. You got to be like, look, I'm doing this thing. I'm going to be eating healthier. I'm going to be making my own meals. I'm going to be making these changes, and I need you to be on board with them. You need to literally sit them down and have a talk with them, because one, you're not hiding things from them. Okay. They're aware. Two, they gotta like help back you up. If you got kids, it's great. You can be like, you guys got to help me out. If I come home with a Frosty, you got to like whack it out of my hands. Be like, no, don't do it to yourself. And believe me, if you tell your kids to do stuff like that, they will totally be in for it. They'll think it's the greatest thing ever. They'll be like, you don't need that. Give me that. I want that Frosty, Mom. You don't need that at all. But you need to let them know, because if you're hiding it from them and nope, I'm in my own bubble, like I can do this, you're not going to get the support you need. I can be there for you, Coach K, Coach Allie. We are here as virtually as we possibly can, but there is nothing like having the support in your home. And sometimes, I'll be honest with you, sometimes they're going to laugh at you. I will be the first person. Nobody's allowed to say this to Michael because he thinks he's supportive at AF. Okay. So everybody just remember that. But when I first started Beachbody, he laughed at me. He told me I was wasting my money. He told me that it was going to be another fad thing that I did for 2 weeks and that I was going to give up. So the person I love most in my life was telling me that he did not believe that I was going to be able to survive 2 weeks, that I wouldn't do it, which crushed me. So then after 2 weeks, I went, guess what? It's day 15. I'm still going. So now you have to be supportive, because now I can't think that this person that loves me so much is thinking that I'm not going to make it. And he changed his tune and went, okay, all right, I'm in. You passed the test. I'm in. But don't be surprised if you do get a hit with a little backlash. I went through a million different diets, the apple cider thingy, I did the paleo diet. I did the Dukin diet. I did all the diets, all of them. I bought all the books, and I would hit a certain level and I would just stop. And he saw that. So that was him going, okay, you do you, but I don't have much faith in you. So if you really want this, you're going to have that level where you'll be like, well, I'm going to do this anyway. And then once they see that you're doing it, they support you 100%. Or maybe you're going to luck out and you're going to be like, this is the greatest thing ever. And you won't have a Michael like I had a Michael. And they'll be like, let's all do it. We all want to eat broccoli now with you. And that won't happen. But if it does, please take a video and let me know. That would be amazing. From there, you're going to start creating small changes over the next few weeks. If you decide, Nicole, you're already in, but if you decide to join in, there is a lot. We have a wonderful nutrition group going on right now that I'm hoping that we're going to be extending in the upcoming months. There's a lot of information. I have been floored with all of the information that we are giving people. We are like throwing up goodness all over our people. And it's awesome because everybody's been able to grab their own things that really work for them. With that being said, you have to, when you first get in, start making small changes. If you make a million changes and you do every single thing right out of the gate, you're basically setting yourself up to fail. There's not many people who can literally overnight change everything and be like so solid. It doesn't work that way. So be okay with telling yourself, maybe this week I'm going to get rid of soda. No more soda, no more, I don't know, juice. I don't know, little changes. And talk to your coach about which changes are going to be the most effective for you to start off with right away. Maybe you have a habit that like you're not willing to give up right away. Okay, I get it. I like cookies. I get it. But maybe you figure out, okay, well, I'm going to hang on to this for a couple weeks, but I'm going to get rid of this. That's what your coaches are here for. They're going to be realistic with you and say, no, Vanessa, you can't have 10 cookies a day. That has to be on the number one priority. And I go, okay, I'll let go of the cookies. But talk to your coaches. That's why we're all here. You're paying for us to support you. You're literally paying for it. So take advantage of it, because not a lot, you'd be amazed the amount of people that don't take advantage of it. And the people that do take advantage and they lean in, those are the ones that have the success because they're getting the help that they need. Finally, I want to say, figure out what your triggers are so that you can resist them. I am a very emotional eater, as are a lot of people. I didn't realize I was until I went through the 2B Mindset masterminding class and realized that I eat for everything. If I'm sad, I eat food. If I'm happy and celebrating something, I eat food. If I'm hungry, I eat food. I eat food. I eat food for everything. I, used to reward Ian with M&Ms when he went potty. I'm teaching him that if he goes potty, he gets to eat food. Like, it's terrible. I should be giving him stickers. So that made me kind of sit and go, okay, I have to take it a step back. And I still struggle with this. If I have a bad day, my natural tendency is to go through a drive-through or go eat a giant brownie or something. That is my natural tendency. So now that I know when that is happening, I keep emergency kits in my car. I have an emergency kit of food and snacks and treats. I'm going to talk about it in our group next week. Little things that I'm like, okay, if I eat this now, I'll be okay. Like, you don't have to go through the drive-through, Vanessa. It'll be okay. Or I know ahead of time, like, okay, we're going to be celebrating. That's great. I'm going to eat my shake before we go. So that way I only have a little piece of cake instead of the entire thing. Little things like that. Know what your triggers are and talk to your coach about what is going to be the best to make sure that you resist those triggers and you move around them, because those triggers can be the downfall of so much progress. You can do so well all week and then just kill it on a huge, massive piece of cake that like is basically your body weight, and you're like, I don't even care because I'm sad. You do it anyway, and then you just messed up your whole week. So that is how you create a successful start. And now I'm going to turn it over to Coach Ellie, and she is going to talk about something, the plans. She's going to be talking about the plans. If I can turn it. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
Thanks, Vanessa. Hi, everyone. I'm Coach Ellie. Oh, this is weird, actually being the one talking. So just to kind of dive in a little bit about our different plans that we have, I'm not sure how familiar anybody is with them, but choosing the right plan is really, really important for setting yourself up again for success. As far as the plans that they offer, I've done both of them. I've been doing Beachbody on and off for a couple of years. This past year is when I really kind of sunk in and dug my heels in and stuck with it. And it's been such a great success for me. So I personally had started with what is the ultimate portion fix. If you look over at option A, that one is great, especially if you overeat. We don't realize how much we normally overeat. When I started doing that, I was surprised at not how little, but how satisfying the portions were, if that makes sense. Because you don't need to eat, a whole steak, or you don't need to eat the whole packet of rice. And that's really helpful in trying to figure those things out, because again, like I said, we do tend to overeat. So if that is something that is a problem for you, if you are always overeating to the point where you're stuffed and thinking, oh, like, how do I stop this? I would suggest going with the portion fix to start, just to kind of get an idea of what you should be eating as far as the size of things. I know that is also a great thing if you don't have time to sit down for large meals all day long. When I did it, I worked in a kitchen, so I did not have time to always sit down for meals. So having like little things that I could stop, take a little break and eat, that's worked out really well for me at the time. And the other thing that I really liked about the portion fix is what they call the time nutrition. And what the time nutrition does, and which is really great, is it kind of uses the stuff you put in your body at the right time nutrition. Just like when you eat your carbs and certain calories, it gives you energy for certain things. So it kind of focuses around when are you most active, when are you doing the most. So that kind of focuses around making sure you're eating the foods you need when you're going to work out and when you're on your feet and things like that, as opposed to like late at night eating those carbs, which are just going to sit in your stomach and things like that. So that's another great thing about the portion fix. Uh, and this, okay, it's a short-term weight loss goals. Yes, it's great. I feel like either of them kind of focus on that, but I feel like if 2B is more of a long term, you can stick with it for a long time. Uh, and yeah, I think that's the biggest things about the portion fix that I wanted to talk about. And then we'll move on to the 2B. The 2B uses something called the plate it method. And what it does is it tells you what you should have on your plate at certain times of the day. It starts, in the morning, how much veggies or protein or carbs you should be eating. And then throughout the day, it shows you where you need to go with that, which I really like. 2B is a mindset thing too, which I love about it. It kind of changes how you look at food. I do recommend kind of really, if you do 2B, listen to everything that Alana has to talk about, because she really does change how you look at food. Like Vanessa was saying earlier, how she knows she's an emotional eater. And that listening to 2B kind of changed your mentality. For me, it changed my mentality because I used to like punish myself almost when I would eat certain things. I would be like, oh, I just ate a piece of cake. Now I'm on the cake. Thanks, Vanessa. I just ate a piece of cake. Now I have to go run 6 miles or go do this or go do. No, you don't have to always do that. You don't have to look at food as something you have to punish yourself for doing. You can treat yourself to certain things. And I love that about the 2B is it kind of changes the way you look at food. And me personally, I love food. I am a foodie. Like I said, I worked in a kitchen. I've worked in the culinary industry for almost 15 years. So I love food. I love the flavor of food. I love food that tastes good. And that's why I kind of shifted over to 2B personally. Now I had already done the portion fix, so I already kind of knew the portions that I needed to use, but 2B kind of gave me more flexibility with my food as far as that goes, because I like to create interesting meals with my food. I don't just want to stick to like certain little recipes here and there. I mean, they both have amazing recipes, don't get me wrong, but I am like, I have, this in my fridge and what can I do with it? I'm that kind of person. So, like there's like a cooking show where they give you a basket and do something with it. That's me. Like I love doing that kind of stuff. So I feel like 2B gives you a little more freedom to do that kind of thing. I'm sorry, I'm just like kind of reading. Yes, and then it does say like it helps with your long-term results. I do feel like that is something that you could stick with, but in like either of these plans, I would say you need to evaluate both of them and what's going to fit your lifestyle better. If you are really busy or if you're always running around, like things like that. Like again, Vanessa said, talk to your coach, ask them, like tell them what is going on in your life this is what's happening in my life. Okay, I suggest A or B as far as the plans, or a combination of both even works. If you have a family, like my husband doesn't eat the way I eat, so 2B works really well for me as well, because I can make like tonight I made a protein, and then I make a vegetable side, and then for him we just make like I made potatoes for him, and it's way easier, I think, to kind of work around with that one as far as it goes, because you can kind of, you know, you don't have to say, oh well, I have to make this portion and that portion. So again, like, evaluate what is happening in your life. If you're busy, if you only work out, if you can work out in the morning, work out in the evening, what kind of things you do during the day, what kind of job you have. These are all important factors in what kind of plan you should choose. So again, like, if you're not sure, talk to your coach. We're all very educated on both of these plans, I think, at this point, and could help you no problem to figure out which one will work really well for you. I think that is probably it. So I'm going to turn it over to Kay.
Helps if I unmute it. So the last part is just setting yourself up for success. So what that looks like is figuring out what food you like. You have to plan for what you like and start with that list, especially when you're starting out with something new. Jumping in and looking at a recipe that has Brussels sprouts and you've never eaten Brussels sprouts is going to scare you. My peanut gallery over here. They're not gross. You appreciate them when I wrap them in bacon. Of course. So finding the food that you like. From there, then you can start learning new food. So take something you like, such as bacon, and add the Brussels sprout. Is it the best thing? Meh. But it makes a really good appetizer, and it's not chips and salsa or chips and dip. Okay. So it's little things, baby steps. So with that, you're going to learn new foods and new recipes. I can't even begin to tell you how many new recipes I've tried over the last year. I think maybe one of them was a flunk. He can't hear me. Maybe one out of the entire last year. I've also learned that I like a lot of veggies I never thought I would. First of all, I love root veggies. Made a root stew last week and still enjoying that. Brussels sprouts was a whole new beast. I did not know I liked them raw, let alone cooked. Green beans were a fun one a couple weeks ago. Our friend made it. She's like, you need veggies. We'll make a veggie. And it's so great. I was like, yes, thank you for making a veggie. And then when I saw green beans, I was like, really? They were so good. So don't stop trying new things, even if they scare you. My list of veggies that I will not try has shrunk to about this much, mostly revolving around the fungus family. I'm not quite there in my life. So make a habit of trying new things. Try one new recipe a week, one every other week. Find a new snack, find something that you and the family will like. Thank you. And don't be afraid. I mean, jump in, find something new. What? Every now and then you're gonna find one that doesn't work. How many times does that happen? He says it's only happened once in the last year that we found a recipe we didn't actually like. So, I mean, the odds are pretty good. And the last thing is planning and tracking. So use the tools that are given to you. We actually have a lot of different books that Beachbody has sent to us. I don't know how much they're sending in the newer boxes. Nicole said she didn't get all the ones that we used to get, but we can hook you up with the tools. They're all available on the on-demand. And the new app too also has tracking right on there and will help you plan out. I strongly suggest at the beginning of the week, whether it's a Saturday or Sunday, you make time to sit down and plan out your week. And what that looks like is figuring out what days you're home, what days you're not home, who you have to feed when, and when do you have time to actually cook. So my typical week is cooking either Sunday or Monday. And then I typically don't recook food until Thursday night. And then we'll do Thursday night, Friday, and then depending on leftovers on Saturday. And that's just based on our schedule. Our schedule is pretty consistent as we live a boring life over here. But with that, I also make filler meals. So this week I did cauliflower soup and I did my sloppy Joe. So that way, I had stuff to fill in the gaps throughout the week as well. So when you're planning your meals, make sure you look at the serving sizes, how many meals you're going to get out of that serving size, and make sure you're sticking to the serving sizes. That's one of the great things about all of our recipes is they actually tell you specifically how much of each ingredient will counts towards your plan. So use those tools, use the app. Like I said, they just recently updated that. I actually have to set it up. He just started the portion fix, so I got to get him set back up there. I had him handwriting everything for the first month. So he'll be back on that. So that way we're not chugging water at 7:30 at night to get in our water count for the day. But you just got to set yourself up. And the best way to set yourself up is going to be to plan. You have to plan. You have to take a minute. The first couple weeks, I promise it's going to be the most stressful thing ever. It's not easy the first week. And when I had to start planning his meals on top of my meals, because we're actually doing, so I do more to be mindset. My issue was 100% not eating my veggies. I was pretty good at portion, but not everything else. So I actually went and I'm more on that side. He's doing portion. We had to get portions under control. So my first couple weeks of the year, let me tell you, planning out a week for my meals and his meals and making sure he had all his container counts. I only cried a couple times. It's fine. But I might have gotten a chocolate as a reward for successfully completing the week. So, I mean, you will get there. It's not going to come easy, but know that we're here if you need something. And that's about all I got. Did I hit everything? Where are we at?
You did. So to kind of sum it all up, I always like to say this to people. This is not, I think the biggest hurdle I had to get over was nutrition planning and really eating healthier. It's not a short-term diet. It's just like I said at the beginning, like you're not gonna hit this end marker of, oh, I'm healthy and I can just go back to the way it was. That's not how this works. This is a long-term lifestyle change. But if you do it the way that it's designed, and you stick to the things that you're supposed to stick to, you surprisingly start to get more freedom. I treat myself more than I ever thought I would be as a meal planner because I'm planning, I'm eating healthy a majority of the week. So it allows me to have these days where I can, I can go to brunch with my girlfriends and we can have pinkies up for 3 hours in a row, horsing down mimosas. And it's not going to kill me. I'm not going to wake up in the morning and be 15 pounds heavier and be stuck. And I can tell you, the more that you do this and the more that it becomes a lifestyle change for you, the more when you do eat these foods, you're like, whoa, like your body will tell you like, holy guacamole. Like you'll surprise yourself with the servings that you used to eat and it was no big deal and you didn't feel like it made you feel like crap, and now it makes you feel like crap because you can see what it's do, that amount of fat or that amount of cheese or that amount of chocolate is doing to your body, and you realize, wow, gosh, when I eat healthier, I feel better and I have more energy and I have all these things. I have a challenger that's going through it right now where she is starting to see that by eating healthier, she has more energy throughout the day. And she would start the morning in a drive-through and end the day in a drive-through. And she was always tired and cranky and miserable. And now she's not. She's doing better at work. She's doing better around her kids. And she's like, I think it's the food. And I'm like, yes, it's the food. The food is making you a happy person. Just roll with it. Just roll with it. So just remember that moving forward. If you want to know more about these programs, how you can get access to them, because it's not just here's a bunch of recipes. Beachbody really laid it out with these nutrition programs that, well, now if you get the starter kit, you get full access to both of them, which is awesome. That was not the case a year ago. And it was not the case 3 and 4 years ago when I had to purchase every single one individually, which was a pain in the butt and cost me more money than what people are spending now, which is ridiculous. But what's nice is you get access to both. So maybe when you start, or, maybe if you're in the starting phase or you're just getting started, you don't have to necessarily pick something right now. You can get in and you can learn and you can get a feel for what each one is directing you towards. And you can go, okay, and you can start to feel a vibe for it, which is nice. You don't have to start paying for new stuff just because you decide to choose one over the other, or you decide to change your mind, 2 or 3 weeks in. It's totally okay. But what I like is it's not just, like I said, it's not just recipes. Like, you're basically going to nutrition school. There's short videos that you can have access on your phone, so you can do it, while you're at work or wherever, or sitting at the doctor's office. You can sit and you're actually learning from the nutritionists who created these programs. They're teaching you about food. They're teaching you how it fuels you, why you should be eating things at certain times of the day based on the activity that you do, based on your lifestyle. So you really are diving into this more than I personally, after all of the diet books I've bought in my life, I've never been so informed on food and how to make it benefit me versus all the things that are being taken away. That's the biggest thing that I've seen out of all the different things that I've tried, is that these two programs don't talk about all the things that are getting taken away, because they're not getting taken away. You just have to be smarter about when you choose to have those things in your life. Where everything else I've done was like, nope, you can't have that anymore. Did you enjoy that? Because you don't get to have it ever again in your entire life. And when you tell me no, you're basically, I'm basically like, yeah, this isn't going to work out for me. So that is, I don't know. Am I missing anything, guys? So that is it. If you, let me pull.
I don't think so.
I didn't see if there was, how do I get out of here? How do I stop sharing my screen? Oh, wait. Whoa, wait.
I'm gonna throw out there and just emphasize again the importance of the nutrition. You talked about how Autumn said something that kind of spoke to you today, and Autumn today said you can't out-train a bad diet today in my workout. And I was just like, that is why nutrition is so important. You could work out all the time, but if you are not fueling your body properly and putting the things in it you need to, you are not going to see the results you want to see.
I'm 100% a prime example of that.
Yeah.
I worked out 2 to 3 times a day, 6 days a week, and I did not see the weight loss until I started this. And I had done Advocare.
Yeah.
I had done all the other fads, and this happened to work.
Okay, how long are you working out now? Half an hour a day?
30 minutes, maybe.
Exactly.
30, 45 minutes, 6 days a week. Yes. It's easy. It's not hard at all. And the nice thing about this plan is that it is a lifestyle. At no point, and something I constantly correct people on, is my plan is a lifestyle. It's not a diet. It doesn't feel like a diet. I'm able to eat what I want to eat. I just have to plan for it. So if I want the slice of pizza, I'm going to have the slice of pizza. Just means I have a salad with the pizza or a salad for lunch. But that's something that's really cool about what we do it is a lifestyle, 100%.
Well, that's it. We're gonna let you guys head out of here. Wow, we did better than last time. Last time it was like an hour.
Does anyone have any questions
Yeah, I was
before
gonna
we
say,
run away?
Sorry, yeah. My bad.
Nicole or Allison, do either of you have any questions?
No. We just wanted to hear our lovely voices tonight.
Yes.
Well, I mean, you know where we live. Well, some of them. You know where we are. If you ever get any questions, feel free to ask. Like everybody who's in our group too, I always say, like, if you've heard one of our stories or you've heard, you know, like I said, I do a perfect blend of both plans. Because I did both. And I use practices from 2B Mindset, but I portion my food out the way Autumn tells me to. So, like, if something rang true to you and it's not, you know, your direct coach, you can still reach out to us in the group and say, hey, you mentioned this or you talked about. We're all here for everybody. That's why we have that group. I mean, maybe there's a challenger in there who's not even a coach, and they're like, oh my God, you made this thing. Like, tell me about it. That's why we have this group. It's not us telling you what to do. It's all of us working together for the common good of a healthy lifestyle. I feel like Carl would say that.
Go team.
Go team. Go team. Let's go drink champagne. No. So yeah, so if you get any more questions, feel free to ask your coach, ask anybody. If you don't have access to something that you do want access to something, talk to your coach. We've got a lot of fun stuff happening this month. And, you know, if you talk to friends that you're like, you need to be in this with me, let us know. We add lots of people to the group all the time. And this is a great month to do it because we're giving away free little goodie bags that are so fun and cool. So,
Nicole, I have your goodie bag, by the way.
oh yeah, she has your goodie bag. And it's a goodie. No. I'm officially at that cheesy stage of the night. So with that, I am going to say thank you to Coach Ellie and Coach Kay for doing this with us. And we will see you guys all next time.
Good night.
Thank you.
No.
Exit music.
Exit music. There you go. You guys have a great night.
Good night.
Bye.